that's the pink, and then we have a worksheet. And if we work hard during class, we should be able to get it all done before you leave. Well, I could do that, but not today. Okay, you guys. General form looks like this. Okay, Joe? It's ax squared plus bx plus c. When you have this factored, it looks like this, David. X minus a number times x minus a number. That's factored form. And the vertex form looks like y equals x minus h squared plus k. What would the vertex be? This is the x coordinate, that's the y. Okay, Cole, do you remember from yesterday how we found the value of h? We put in a number here that makes that 0. What does x have to be?
0.
No, because 0 minus h is not 0. What's the only thing? Okay, Alex, Lachey, Cole. Can't have all the conversations. We have one there. That's enough. Okay, what can you put in for x to make this expression equal to 0? What if it were x minus star? What would you put in for x to make that go away? A star. No, a positive one. Star minus star gives you 0. If you have $1, I take your dollar away, you have 0. If you have an x or h and I put h in, it's going to add up to what? 0. H is the only thing that gives you 0 there. H minus h is 0.
What's h?
H is the x coordinate for your vertex. Remember where the vertex is? This is the vertex. The x coordinate is called h, the y coordinate is called k. They could have called it anything they wanted. They could have called it A, B. It doesn't really matter. They don't use A and B because we use those for intercepts. The y-intercept here, do you remember what letter we used for that? It was B. What did you do with the x-intercepts? We can call those A's. Call one A1, call the other one A2. Who cares? So there's 5 things to look for. Well, maybe you don't have any x-intercepts, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So that's just reviewing vertex form. Now let's go back and do the warm-up problem. And it's already factored for us. So what are the x-intercepts? When is this 0? This is what we've been doing for days, and yesterday we did it. Well, yesterday we started in vertex form. Today we're going to start in factored form. Yep. Pardon? Oh, thank you. I copied it wrong. Okay. When is this 0? Joe, when is this 0? Joe. Joe. When is this 0? When x equals 3, 0. Well, you can sit right up front, right here. Right here. Okay. Now, what's the other x-intercept, Taylor?
It's -5.
The other x-intercept is -5, comma, 0. You know I'm going to collect this and enter it into your grades. Okay? I don't know whose that is. Okay, now do you remember how to find the axis of symmetry?
Yeah.
How do we find the axis of symmetry? Right here. Okay, stop. Okay, you guys in the back, you got to be quieter. Okay? Now, axis of symmetry. Remember, that's this line. And whoever has the cologne, you cannot have that in here.
3 plus -5. Yeah. Divided by 2.
So you average the x-intercepts. It's halfway in between. So to find the axis of symmetry, we're going to do 3 plus a -5 and divide by 2. What's 3 plus a -5? No iPads. Suzanne, you're not doing iPads.
-2.
So this is -2 over 2, which is -1. No, we can't be doing that. So it's x. Now it's -1. Which coordinate is it?
Y.
X or y?
X.
It's x. You need to have the equation. I was gentle on the first quiz, not so gentle next time. You must have x equals. Now, do you remember how to find the vertex?
Yes. Put -1 back.
Because this is the x coordinate for the vertex. Okay, Joe? This is the x-coordinate for the vertex. That's h. So it's -1. And then how do I find the y-coordinate, Lucas? No? Well, I don't know what it is. I got to do it. How do you find the y-coordinate?
Minus 1 into x.
Put a -1 in here. So you get -1 minus 3. And then I have -1 plus 5. This is minus a -4, and this is a +4. Something I've just noticed. Are they always going to be the same but opposites?
No.
They haven't. I've seen it happen a lot, but I don't know if it's true. Okay, phone put away.
It's minus 16.
So multiply those out, you get -16. Now, how do you get the y-intercept? When I look at this, here's my y-intercept. I don't like that one. Let me redraw it. I'll put my y-intercept here. What's true about the x-coordinate there? No, not x. It's x is 0. Joe? We're not doing that. If x is 0, what happens to this x here then?
Becomes 0.
So you get 0 minus 3 and 0 plus 5. What does that give me, Joe? What's 0 take away 3? -3. What's 0 plus 5? Cole, back a seat. You know why. You know why.
So naughty.
Okay, shh. Cole, I watched you.
What I do?
Flicked her hair.
What?
I watched you.
You obviously didn't watch me because I put that pack of gum on your backpack.
Whatever. That's not what we're doing. Okay, guys. Shh. What's the y-intercept? Cole, what's the y-intercept?
I have no idea.
All you do is put x equal to 0 in here and x equal to 0 in there. Joe, I'm going to have to send you out again if you're not going to be participating. And what's 0 minus 3 and 0 plus 5? Minus 15. What's a -3 times a +5? Okay, Cole, it's -15. So it's 0, comma, -15. We're just given a different form to start with. We're given a different form. Actually, this is easier than yesterday because they gave it to us factored. Oh, except how are you going to get it in general form? Remember what general form looks like? It looks like this. So what do you have to do with these two binomials? You have to multiply them. What's another word for that? Starts with an E. Expand. Expand. Or you guys might say foil.
You eat them and then you expand.
Okay. We'll foil them. What's x times x? X squared.
Numbers make you fat. Eat numbers.
Just pi.
3.1415.
Okay. What's x times 5?
So those are numbers too.
What's x times 5? Plus
5x.
5x.
Q.
What's this going to give me?
What now?
Do the inners.
Oh, -3x.
Minus 3x. And then the last. Minus 15. So I get x squared. What?
Oh, -8. I mean,
No,
2.
5 minus 3 is plus 2x. We've tested on this. So we should be pretty good with this. This is old. Minus 15. Okay? And then to go to vertex form, you guys remember what it looks like?
Yeah.
What's it look like?
So eat it. 2 parentheses.
It looks like y equals x minus h squared plus k. Okay, you may use your notes on the tests and quizzes.
What's K?
K is the y-coordinate of your vertex, and h is the x-coordinate. So now I've got my vertex over here. Let me highlight it. It's this guy right there. Right? That's the vertex. That's the bottom point, or the top point if it's upside down. So
What's X?
that's a K. An R would look like that.
Lowercase.
And the capital R would look like this.
It looks like a cat.
Okay. Not with that tail like that. So y equals x minus, what's h? What's the x value of my vertex? I have it highlighted. It's negative 1. I don't care if you simplify that or not, because that's not my goal. My goal is to figure out if you can fill in all these pieces. And then it's plus the y value. What's the y value?
Minus 16.
Negative 16.
So the y
That's it. You're done. I mean, if you want to make it y equals x plus 1 squared minus 16, that's fine. That's wonderful. Okay, Joe?
Wait, you don't have to solve for vertex?
We already did. In other words, we found the vertex and put it in that form.
Oh.
To go from general form to vertex form, or from factored form to vertex form algebraically, without doing all this work, is very hard. Okay, it's an Algebra 2 topic. We're not going to do that. It's called completing the square. You don't want to do that. Okay, ready? So we have our forms there. And we just have a couple problems to do. That's it. I think there's 2. So where are your x-intercepts? Well, that's when y is 0. You have a pencil? So try it. So 0 equals x plus 2, x minus 4. Notice that we are not having any other numbers in this problem. Thank goodness. We don't have a 2 out in front or anything. That does affect your parabola. So Cole, what are the x-intercepts? Minus 2, comma 0. And he said, what did you say for the other one? I'm sorry. 4, 0. Can you go ahead and graph that?
Yeah.
Graph it. Negative 2, positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
1.
What's 1 is what? The axis of symmetry? Okay, so it's negative. Here, I like to do mine algebraically, but if you can see it, that's great. But if it's not nice numbers, you can't. So what's that going to give you? 2 divided by 2. So David's right. It's x equals 1.
Good job, David.
No, you've done many things right. I've got your tests and quizzes and stuff in there. Yes, your grade's up to date. Up to date with what I have, at least. Okay, I'll hand all those things back to you. Okay, that's my axis of symmetry. What's the x-coordinate for your vertex? It's somewhere on this line. I don't know where. I'll put a point here. What's the x-coordinate on this line? It's 1. I don't know where it is. But I can do this and you guys can't. So x equals 1. Now we have to find the y-coordinate. Remember what we did? They're all the same. So put 1 in here. 1 plus 2. Do you guys see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And then 1 minus 4. I'll tell you, that's 3 and that's negative 3.
So it's minus 9.
It is. I'll bet it is always going to be the same number but opposite.
0.
What's 1 plus 2?
2.
3. What's 1 minus 4?
Minus 3.
So what's the y value?
Minus 9.
Negative 9. That's the same thing. Okay, so let me put my point in the right place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You know the one on the bottom?
10. Yeah, now I know what it is. Can you find the y-intercept?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's easy, because what's true about the x value on the y-intercept? X is what?
0.
0. So I put 0 in here. This is 0 plus 2 and 0 minus 4. Anybody notice anything about that? What's the easy way to get the y-intercept? What's the answer here?
2.
Miss, do you also know
2. Minus 8. 2. 95.
Negative 8. Yeah. Plus, I know that if I go over 1 and up 1, that's that point. Is that what you wanted to ask about?
That's not actually that. I was wondering if you could figure it out by yourself just by going down
Yeah.
the X.
You could do it by the counting method like I just did. So that's
What happens if you do the
okay. They didn't ask us to do general form, but maybe we should.
No.
Joe? And now I can draw my parabola. Please make sure you draw parabolas and not V's, because I will mark it wrong if you draw a V, because it's not. It's a smooth curve.
You know it.
Mr.
A little bit. Actually, more of
It's
a...
like a VU.
It's like Mr.
That's right. I like that. A VU.
It's like an oval.
If you take a rope or a chain and you hold it in your hands like this, It looks like you've held, guys, Joe, you've held a rope and had it just fall, especially if you jump rope. That looks like it's a parabola, but it's not. It's called a catenary. And the catenary will look a lot like a parabola, but it will be a little bit flatter there. Take a jump rope and hold it up. Now you've created a catenary. This is how the Golden Gate Bridge is built. All the suspension bridges, those are built with those things that look like parabolas, but they're not. They're catenaries. I think we did everything there. I wish they were parabolas because catenaries are very complicated. Yes, why don't you guys try this? Oh, Lila wants to come up and write it. Perfect. And I will get some handouts to those who were absent yesterday so you can make that up. And I think, oh, did I do these? And some of you have some stuff maybe to finish? I don't remember. Okay. You're going to try it. Where are your x-intercepts? Try it. You guys try it. Make sure he's doing it right. How do you think they do this in engineering? Henry, no. How do you think they do this in engineering? You had this from yesterday. Okay, so he's got negative 1, 0, 7, 0. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why don't you do it and hand it in with us?
Why didn't I?
Why don't you?
What? Do what?
Do the packet. No, it isn't. That's our daily work. The homework, which isn't homework because I don't give homework unless you don't use your time in class, is this. Why is there a B there? Oh, they had written on it. Just another piece. Okay, how do you get the x's of symmetry? You add them up and divide by 2. So is x equals 3 correct, Cole? Is it right? 7 plus a negative 1 is 6. Half of 6 is 3. Then he put the 3 in here. Look at this. This is a positive 4 times a negative 4.
Do they send out our grades for course, right?
No.
They just send out the ones from the end of the year, right?
I don't know if they send anything anymore.
Yeah, they do. They still send it. We have to actually.
But the grading window does not close until Wednesday after spring break.
What is that? So we are getting a grade for.
You'll get a grade, but I don't have to have grades until Wednesday after spring break.
But does that grade do anything to us?
It's like a mid-semester grade. That's really all it is. No, the only thing that matters is your final grade. But if you mess up your mid-semester grade, your final grade will be messed up. I mean, it's part of it. Okay, you guys? I don't like doing more work than I have to. I notice that when I put the 3 in here, I get a 4, I get a negative 4. So when you put the number into one of them, you know the other one is its opposite. Now, I haven't proved it. That'd be interesting to prove. But I've observed that every single time you guys have asked me this question, it's always 4, negative 4. Or if this is 3, that would be negative 3. And if there are no intercepts, it'll be positive. I'd never really noticed that before. How'd you get the y-intercept? Well, when I get the y-intercept, the easy way to do it is these x's aren't there, and I just multiply the numbers that are left. It's negative 7.
Is there really only 2 problems in this whole thing?
Yeah, and then you have a homework, and you won't have that much to do. Okay, does everybody agree with that? If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Let's do another one. And I want you also, or is that it? That was it. Okay, so if you give them to me, or you can have them in front of you, and I'll just come around and mark you off. That's what I'll do. Now, this is not, this topic, you guys think this is easy? Guess what? This is not an easy topic. So, be proud of yourselves for what you're accomplishing. Well, if you want to keep it, I can come around. Well, I can mark it off and then give it back to you, too.
What is it?
What? It's been drawing.
Because you missed yesterday. That's yesterday.